World War II marked a period of history unequaled in its impact on humanity. It was a time when ordinary people united to protect and defend their freedom and rose to the extraordinary challenge needed to defeat the destructive forces of a world at war. In the struggle for freedom and the ultimate victory in World War II, the airplane played a major role. The restored aircraft of World War II provided us with a unique insight into that extraordinary conflict. Time passed, heroes grew old, memories began to fade. A worn-out warbird would make its last flight to a remote airstrip. The switches were turned off, the engines forever silenced. Stripped of all armament and instruments and salvaged for their copper wiring, the once proud warbird was stripped to a skeleton. No longer were the voices of its aircrew to be heard, or the record of its missions proudly displayed upon its side.
If these planes could talk, what would they say? How would they say it? And would we listen? Would they call out, granting a glimpse of a time long gone? Would they tell of the sacrifice, and if it was worth it? How evil was defiantly beaten and freedom thunderously died for? How they soared to unknown fate carrying the names of angels? Would they tell us how it felt, piercing enemy realms, their wings and blades churning as their shadows scraped foreign grounds? With their brawn and steel they cradled flesh and blood. And would they remember our forefathers when they look at us? When these engines roar, these planes, they do talk. Their wind, our breath, we feel what they saw. Sons leaving home while mothers cried, fear of not returning while saying goodbye. With chests out, heads high, blades churning in the sky, the brave and free fought. Some lived, some died, through storm and cannon shells, till victory was hailed. These planes and brave soared, bearing the stories they'll tell. Oh, if these planes could talk.
The Commemorative Air Force, it's an organization that was started about 50 years ago. It's 10,000 members from across the world in 60 units. And we're all dedicated to preserving these aircraft, but also dedicated to education of what the men and women did that helped preserve our freedoms. You know, they're really inanimate objects. They're just metal, rubber, and wires, and oil, and engines. That's what they are physically. But if these planes could talk, what stories would they tell? That's really what's compelling about what they stand for. When you get to see the props spinning and the smoke billow, and the wind rush behind it, and the rumble of those big 4-engine radial engine bomber as she starts up and taxis out, it's fabulous. And it evokes just an exponential emotion. You know, all of us have inside of us an innate desire to know that when our days on this earth are completed, that we can look back and say, was it worth it? You know, what did I do that was really of lasting value? And if these planes could talk, they would ask that same question. They'd say, you know, did I make a difference? Is the pain and the suffering at the time of war, was it really of value what I contributed? So it's the men, it's the women, it's the aircraft that we're trying to preserve because we believe what they did was very, very valuable, that it contributed to our freedoms, that it took tyranny out of the world, at least in a small way. And there are hundreds and even thousands of people that come out to see them at each stop. So they continually tell the story. And when you consider that this airframe, Fifi, that this airframe, Diamond Lil, are still out there flying, that there's people that rub on them, love them, wrench them, fly them, fuel them, pay to keep them flying, that means that in the hearts and minds of all the people who come out to see them, there's still that burning desire to see what this plane stood for, the freedoms that it stands for. So they continually tell the story, and so they talk.
So Bob, when was the last time you actually flew on a B-29? Like, how do you remember your last flight?
It was a dropping POW supplies to a camp in northern Japan. That was the last flight.
Remember?
And you had to be an officer to get a flight home on a B-29,
Yeah.
so I had to come in on a USS Montrose, which is
Took a ship.
kind of a troop ship.
Yeah.
And that's what I came back to the States on.
I think every teacher is like
I don't keep track. I never have.
Do you remember what year? What year was that last flight?
It was November of
Actually, I think we're
1945.
like 3 weeks till testing, then a week of testing.
So that's been quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
And then the last time you got to see one was what? The last time you were here, right?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And they let you climb back to the tail. We got to see pictures of you in the tail. That was pretty cool.
That was a struggle. I said it was much easier 70 years ago. You know, except for getting married and having children, I
Yeah.
tell you, there's nothing bigger in my life than World War II, and that's true for anybody who was in there.
Yeah, so I'm going to.
You know, it's surprising to us. Saipan and Tinian are not too far apart, just a few miles apart.
Remember how I've been talking
And
all about
I was amazed that they kept that a secret. Even the guys on Tinian that I talked to later on, who were right next to where they were working on those, did not know what the heck was taking place. They had no idea. How they kept that a secret was amazing.
Blackhawk helicopter.
Yeah, they did.
That's what he
So you had 70 missions? Oh man, I'm a piker compared to you.
He's like, I want to.
You would fly 18 hours, you know, and we could get a mission in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Best
Well,
way to become a pilot.
Most
Unless
of
you want
ours
to go to a
were
$75,000 a year college.
12 to 16 hours. If we got the south end of the island, we maybe 12 hours, but some of them were, most of them were 14, 16 hours. Where were you flying out of?
Off of Corsica.
Oh, were you?
So I was going 60 miles to
Yeah,
get
we ever get that chance, that'd
to
be
Italy.
Oh, so you were in all that stuff in Italy when they invaded Italy?
Yeah.
Sicily and
Yeah. Well, no, I came in after Sicily.
after Sicily?
So we got in there in April 53, just before Rome fell.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do you see it? Getting ready to take off over there?
Oh yeah. There
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
You want to stand up for it to see? Or can you see?
See that A on there on the tail?
Yeah.
That's the 497 bomb group.
And that was the group that you were in, right?
I was in that same group. They were flying on 73rd Wing off of Saipan.
What is it like getting to see it actually moving around and the props going and taxiing? Is it cool to see it for you?
Well, I didn't, because I was a tail gunner. I was in the back of the ship all the time, and even I was at midshift until we got up to altitude and were near mission, then I'd go back in the tail and it'd pressurize, and I couldn't get out after it's pressurized.
Right.
But I had one opportunity. The pilot gave us, everyone on the crew, one opportunity on the way back after a bombing mission, on the way back to Saipan, gave each one of us a couple of minutes
At the
flying
controls.
at the controls. But they didn't last. They didn't let me last very long. I had a terrible time trying to keep at altitude and direction. I was having to.
If they get in crashing, Bob.
We're on cruise control, so boy, we had to watch. And you get some idiot like me up there, you're really burning up the fuel. So they'd give me a couple minutes out.
Bob, there's a reason why we're all here today, and there's a lot of people that all showed up, and we're going to give you another opportunity to get in and fly today. You're not going to be at the controls, but we got you a bombardier seat. So you're gonna,
kidding.
No. So this is going to be for your flight, but
It's your official crew hat.
Yeah. Crew hat.
you're going to get to fly today.
Oh, well.
And you're going to be in the bombardier seat. So everybody that's here helped contribute, including Bill and my mom and Randy and Janet and Allison and Rich also contributed. But we all, and even Brian Paul also helped. We all pitched together to get you a flight.
Oh, gosh.
So at 10:30, you're going to get to go fly. And you're not going to be in the tail. You're going to be in the front.
You're in the front.
No more back of the bus for you. So you're going to get to fly today since 1945.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that for you?
Oh, nice.
It's been a long time, Bob.
Yep.
Put his new hat on.
Yep,
He's got to put his crew
That's a-
hat
it's a
on.
new
We're
hat.
going to get you your crew hat.
The crew hat gets to go on
Let's
now.
see.
You're official.
Might need to be sized.
Yeah, it might need to be a little bigger. Oh,
A
no.
little bigger, or is that good?
That's good.
You sure?
That'll stay on and won't blow off.
Wow, now you're even more handsome. That's
Even
just hard to
Karen says you're
believe.
handsome.
All right, Bob, you got anything to say?
Kyle arranged the whole thing.
Oh,
I know it means a lot to you, and I just
wow.
wanted to give you this opportunity. So no more will it be since 1945. You can say, oh, the last flight, oh, I did that a day ago.
There.
And we just appreciate
Yeah, I just
everything
hope they
you've
don't
done
let
for our
you.
country. Black box every Friday.
Yeah. And later on, LeMay decided that the bombing at high altitude, because of the high winds up there, was not being very effective. So we started going in lower missions, like 8,000 feet.
Oh, really?
So, and,
So you didn't need pressurization
no,
at that point?
No. But the only missions that we flew at the lower altitude were night missions, because they were far more dangerous flying low altitude.
Yeah. Oh, during the day, that would be bad.
Yeah. The worst anti-aircraft.
Yeah.
This was, you know,
That's a long
3,000 mile round trip.
Did they give you guys food too?
You know, that was another thing that was terrific about a B-29. They had a little heating oven with little trays on there. So we got one hot meal on every mission on flight.
In 12 hours? That was it?
Well,
Just one meal?
we had snacks and sandwiches
okay.
otherwise.
Oh, good.
But we did get one hot meal every flight.
Pretty good deal then.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Lucky to get one.
And that,
Pardon?
You were lucky to get one hot meal.
Absolutely. And another thing, every mission, before we took off every mission, believe it or not, they would have fresh eggs for us. I don't know where they got them from. Maybe from Australia, I don't know. We'd have fresh eggs.
They were stealing them from the locals.
so that was a long time to be by yourself in the back.
Yeah. Well,
Did you? But you had comms with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Would you guys talk a lot when you guys were en route?
Told her to come out.
I tried talking on it. I got excited when one of our guys shot down an airplane. He said,
Oh, yeah?
"Joe, you got him. And the airplane commander told me, get off the intercom.
That's great. Well, you got the view of them going down there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Only one of them.
How many would you guys have together when you were flying? Like, how many? Would it be a wing or a lift or?
Sometimes we'd have almost all the wings on long side Penantinian would fly, and maybe the most I can remember, I think, maybe 600 B-29.
600 B-29s,
Yeah,
all flying.
Most of them, but most of the missions were.
Yeah.
Most of the missions were like 200 or 300.
2 and 300.
Yeah.
Wow.
They dropped a lot of bombs.
And how close were you guys flying together?
Well, when we were over the target, we fly close formation.
So that way you'd maximize the
The
damage.
firepower, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of 50 caliber machine guns when you have them all flying. Like if you had 36 B-29s flying in tight formation, you have a lot of firepower.
It was harder for the planes to attack you guys when you were together like that, right?
Yeah.
Would you feel when the flak was coming up? Could you feel it in the plane? Was it ever close enough?
When it lifted the airplane up in the air, yes, you could feel it. And when you heard the little tinkle on the side of the airplane, yes.
Did they have any armament on the as far as the skin goes on the aircraft, or not really?
Under me on the tail gun, they had an armor plate.
They
on
did?
The bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the back.
Okay.
But I don't know about. They may have had armor plate in
Just
in
on the
front,
bottom
in
side,
the front.
maybe.
I don't know. They may have. I don't know. But I know they did in the tail.
Yeah. Where was the B-29 that you saw get shot down? Where was that at?
You know, I'd have to look at my notes to see.
Yeah.
I've forgotten which mission that was.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That must have been hard to watch.
Yeah, it was. You know, everybody was waiting for somebody to bail out.
Colorado.
But they were in a tight spin going down like this.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe the pull of gravity, they may have
Probably didn't,
centrifugal force.
yeah.
They may have not been able to get out. I don't know. But we didn't see anybody bail out. So.
Did you have the ability in the tail to actually bail out or no?
You could. There was a window on my side here where you had a release for that. I got an interesting story about that.
That little one?
That little window. We were on a night mission and got caught in the searchlights,
Yeah.
and they gave me a box of radar tape.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me about what I was supposed to do with it or anything. That was one of the things I was surprised that they didn't tell me. What I supposed to just pull each one of that out of there? Are they going to release themselves? So you release the radar tape, and then the searchlights with their radar would catch that instead of the airplane.
Uh-huh.
Well, when they told me on the intercom, I opened that hatch,
Uh-huh.
and the noise with the wind was so, I couldn't hear whatever they were saying. So I put that box up there, and my ears were blocked. I just pushed the box up. And now you may think this is funny, but if in my mind I was thinking, oh my God, what if that box hits somebody on the head on the ground there? It'll kill them dead.
Oh, well.
That's what came through my mind.
So did it work, or did you fail at that mission there, Bob?
No, we got out of there, but
good.
it was scary because of you could see all the tracer bullets coming
Yeah.
up. And they were all over the sky. And I told you one of the missions was where I was surprised that the naval base in Curie, at the naval base there, from their naval ships, their anti-aircraft was really.
Oh, look. You know that sound.
Still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Here they go.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to
What do you think, Bob?
and defend her still
Oh, this is
today.
great.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
My dear son, it's almost June. I hope this letter catches up with you and finds you well. It's been dry, but they're calling for rain, and everything's the same old same in Johnsonville. Your stubborn old daddy ain't said too much, but I'm sure you know he sends his love. And she goes on in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, and they all laugh like there's something funny about the way I talk when I say mama sends her best, y'all. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work, and it keeps waiting on letters from home. My dearest love, it's almost dawn. I've been lying here all night long, wondering where you might be. I saw your mama and I showed her the ring. Man on a television said something, so I couldn't sleep. But I'll be alright, I'm just missing you. And this is me kissing you. X's and O's in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, and they all laugh 'cause she calls me honey, but they take it hard 'cause I don't read the good part. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work, and it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home. Dear son, I know I ain't pretty, sitting here tonight alone in the kitchen. It occurs to me I might not have said it, so I'll say it now. Son, you make me proud. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, but no one laughs 'cause there ain't nothing funny when a soldier cries.
I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone, up and at 'em bright and early. I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight.